Okay guys, so welcome to my home. We had a lot of requests for at-home ninja training, so I just wanted to give some tips. These are going to be kind of shorter videos where I'm just explaining some options you might have. Obviously now that outdoors starting to be limited and obviously access to the gym is not available. I just wanted to highlight that we have this beautiful bit of training gear here called a door, and some things you may or may not have thought of already, just to give that a go. These are things that I kind of have in the back of my pocket, sort of there to use if I need to, if we get to that point. So I think most people will be familiar with a couple of tools. I'm just going to explain some things, and obviously if you have access to them, that's great. But one of them is like a really cheap door pull-up thing. This is like $12 from Kmart. Pretty sure they're all sold out now, but if you happen to have one, great option to do pull-ups and hanging. Because obviously the main thing is that you can do a lot of push work on the ground, you can do a lot of legs. It's really having access to a pull-up bar or somewhere to hang rings, which if you don't happen to, like I live in just a pretty standard house with no kind of rafters or anywhere I can hang anything, that's where the door becomes an option. So like I said, that you can hang in the door frame. You do have one of these options as well. So this is a band set I bought when I was doing home workouts before Ninja Academy existed, and this is this little thing here. It's a little door anchor, so basically this slots behind the door frame and it pulls and stops it coming through when you shut the door, and then that gives you a loop to then loop the bands through. If you have something like that, perfect. You can actually do heaps with this sort of stuff. You obviously won't be doing pull-ups, but you will be able to do some like banded rows and that kind of thing, which is still really great for working that retraction and pulling strength. Obviously you can do one arm, all sorts of stuff. So they're really valuable tools if you have them. Obviously if you don't have those, that's okay. That's what this video is all about. So just some ninja training things. So obviously there's general strength and there's ninja specific. And I think one of the things people are potentially going to lose as they kind of move away from the gym is that finger strength. So with a door, you have a couple of options. One is the actual door frame. So you can just hang off the door frame. So that can be a like a one-sided hang, just hanging off the door frame like that. Just popping your fingers up there. You could hang on either side of the door frame and pull down there. Obviously just make sure especially if you're renting, that it's safe to do so and it's not going to damage the door or the door frame and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, just be conscious of that. So that's one option, so hanging on the edge. You can also just hang on the door, so the actual door itself can be used. You just want to be conscious of it can be a bit of a sharp edge, so you might want to grab a towel and just cover that over the top of the door. So you might jump up here and you can actually just hang off the door there. So it's a little bit like uncomfortable, awkward, whatever, but it's something that is better than nothing, basically. It's an option there. Definitely something worth thinking about, because you can hang over the top of the door and you can also hang on the edge of the door, so you're getting that kind of crimpy, sort of more crimpy grip, which I think is really valuable, especially as a ninja. When we get back to cliffhanger training, we want to be ready for it. So there's that option. Something you may not have thought about is actually just the edge of the door. So you can actually just, now be careful with this, but you can actually just position yourself on the door and work your pinch strength. And you can also start pulling through that. So this is similar to, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but people when they grab the weight plates and they pinch them and then they do pull-ups or they flip them and catch them. It's kind of a similar idea. You can do it, two hands, one hand, and just try and hold on. It can be really quite challenging because the door doesn't have a lot of texture to it, so it can be quite a grip challenge as well, which is kind of what we're looking for. So yeah, you can do some rows on the door using just the door itself. Obviously you could use the side of the door as well, the door frame, sorry, to do that if you have enough space to do that, and just give yourself some work there. Just be careful when you're on the door, obviously that, again, just making sure it's safe to do so. But you can even do active passives. I'm sorry if this is going to sound a bit funny for you guys, but you could hang and you can still get some work in there. You can actually do full pull-ups. Okay, so there's quite a few options there just for your training. I think the biggest thing is just being conscious of your pinch pinch grip on the door handles, door frames, sorry, not door handles, door frames and the edge of the door. Probably something you may not have thought of, but just gripping that and taking your legs wide. And obviously the closer you get, the more resistance there is, and you can focus on that retraction and pinch strength, as well as the crimp strength on the door frame or the door itself. Hopefully that helps, guys. If you do have access to something that's a bit more structured and sort of designed for it, cool. If not, I'm pretty sure everyone has a door. If you have a house, you got a door, you got a gym. All right, see you guys. All right, bonus tip. So guys, not only can you use your door and the door frame for like strength grip training, you can actually do a bit of ninja training here as well. So obviously we all know about the spider walk. So this is a great kind of simulation for that if you don't have access to one. There's also an obstacle that we faced in the semi-finals season 2, which was the door frame slider. So they literally a door frame that you had to hold yourself in. So you have the option of obviously grabbing the top of the door frame. You can grab this way, whatever you need to do. But basically you're trying to get your feet on the door to simulate the spider walk. So it might look like this, okay? Pulling in, pressing into it, seeing how steady you can stay, okay? You might end up going the other way, which is, you know, a very normal sort of spider walk technique, and jump into it. It's a bit awkward with this door in the way, but that's how you're going to have it at home. So you might jump into it, okay, and just see how you go, trying to hold position, see how you can take your weight. You might even try hands only if you've got that press, if you have a wide enough door, because it's a little bit narrow for me. But yeah, that's an option there, bit of spider walk training. If you have a corridor, it'd be great. You can then use that to kind of jump through if you're comfortable getting your walls maybe a little bit dirty. It's fine, you can clean them. It's a bit of a trade-off, but we'll survive. Yeah, so this is a great one, especially for kids, especially got little kids, they can kind of climb up and give it a go. Again, just always be safe with regards to door frames and things like that. Make sure that it's okay and safe to climb on them. All right, guys, ciao.